what drew you to Hillary's book? Because this is a really interesting time. You have the Dust Bowl that just happened back in the 30s, yet in Mississippi, you've got the opposite thing going. This is like all leading up to the civil rights. This is all boiling up. What was really important about bringing Hillary's book to the screen?
Well, it's funny. So I think, this is a generation and like a period that's mythologized, and it's just kind of mythologized as the greatest generation. And so I was interested in getting behind that to see like what that looked like on the ground, So this is a time when, the men going off to war, like young men, they're barely, realized people, they're sent into battle. They come back home and there's not a place for them. There's this like notion of being shell shocked, but there's no kind of idea of like what to do with these men. And so, I wanted to just kind of get behind that mythology and break it down and look at it, as a Southern story and, talk about citizenship and what does it mean to be a citizen. And, Ron Zell is more an American overseas than he is in his own country. And then Jamie, is someone who maybe hadn't really kind of questioned the system, and he's like changed forever, like once he goes outside of kind of like this bubble. And so, yeah, it's just like a period that my grandparents lived through, and I didn't ask them a lot of questions about when they were alive, and I wish that I had. And so the story allowed me to get back into that.
I love this idea of being raised in this society where this ideology was acceptable and normal to her, but then having these instinctive pulls out of it when meeting this other woman that, that you're raised your whole life to believe one thing, but everything inside you, when you meet someone, tells you that the opposite is true.
The workshops were amazing, and it's what got us prepared for what we were in for when we got out there. And working with Dee is just amazing because I've never seen a person so patient under so much like strain and heat and mosquitoes and shit. We got this, but we ain't got that. But she was, I've never seen anything like this. So working with her just made it really easy.
Dee was so sure that we were the team to do what we had to do. And bringing us together, it was like so dope because she keeps us in this cradle of being very comfortable and letting yourself be vulnerable. Being a part of passion is really what art is. That's what art is altogether. You know what I mean? So when you can be a part of something that's passionate to somebody, like you got to jump on board, So
I'm laughing over here thinking about the patient side because, and about the workshop side, because when it was Jason and Jonathan and I in a room, and speaking about patience, because Jonathan's not the most patient, who plays Pappy, and so it's Jason and Jonathan and I sitting there. She goes, "Why don't you tell Jamie how you feel about him?" He's just like, "Dee, I don't do this shit." He's like, "I know who my character." I know. Just do it for me. He's like, "Dee, I know who my character is." I know who my character is. It's like, just do it for me. Tell Jamie something. He's like, "Dee, Jamie."